Hey there, wargamers, this is Justin from AMPServices, and I finally got a hold of the X-Wing Wave 9 ships, so I'm going to be doing some reviews, and today we're going to be talking about the Shadowcaster. So, before we get started, I'd like to encourage you guys to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support, and I'd like to get this channel growing. So, with that being said, let's jump right into this ship review. We're going to start with the cardboard components, and I'm going to preface this by saying I've not played with these ships yet. This is one of my first times basically looking at the ships in the build, or the cards, so this is going to be more of a cursory review. I'm going to be kind of talking off the cuff about ship builds and stuff like that, but in the future I will try and do some more thought out ship builds, tactics, and list builds that will be better. So bear with me as we do a cursory review of the stuff. Now moving on, cardboard elements. So first and foremost, if you are a new or old player to X-Wing, do not throw away your little tiny component things. What I do is I put all the stuff I think I'm ever going to need for a trip to the shop in one bag, and that's my go bag. Everything else I put into a storage bag that I keep at home just in case I lose my other bag or I lose components. I always have extras of things I need. Also helps out new players. If they need something, they've got it. So looking at this cardboard dealio, don't throw this part away, especially if you're ever going to use the custom dials from Fantasy Flight. You're going to want that because it's an insert to let you know what dial is what. I believe these little parts are part of a little scenario that comes with the big ship. This is going to be your mobile firing arc direction, so you know where it's at, if I recall. This is one of the upgrade cards, if I believe, lets you poop out some debris out of the back of your ship. This is new. So similar to cluster mines and ConnerNet, this ship has its own unique upgrade card and a unique debris thing that comes with it. So if you get this, that's new, and it is something that other ships outside Scum, I believe, will be able to use, so you may want this for that. Looking at the other ones, it looks like we've got 2 pilots tiles with 4 different pilots. Stat-wise, not bad, kind of X-Wing looking, but with more life. We'll see how the rest of the ship goes out. And the other components, and more specifically the dial. So let's check out this dial here. Nice, only 1 red maneuver, look at that. And it's a 5K turn, nice. This guy is speedy. It's got a lot of green, that is fantastic. I'm counting 7 green maneuvers. That is that's the bee's knees. It can't move very slow with green, but it's looking good. This guy's gonna want to move, and he's gonna want to move fast. That's a slick looking dial. I don't know about you guys, but this dial looks great. It can't move real slow in terms of the one department, but it's got straight 2, bank 2, hard 2, straight 3, bank 3, hard 3, straight 4, straight 5, flip turn 5. Yeah, this guy, it does everything. The only thing it doesn't do is hard 1s. Yeah, this guy is fantastic. This ship will go where you want it to go unless there's something right up on your butt that you just can't turn around on. But with a mobile firing arc, maybe you'll be able to catch it. And yeah, I don't think it'll be terribly difficult. This guy's gonna be good. Let's jump right in and also now move on and talk about the ship's paint job. Now, this ship is huge. Looking at it from above, you can barely see the base under it. He flops over the sides of the base. He's a big mamma jamma. Paint job wise, looks really good. Fantasy Flight's really up to game. And to be honest with you, I think their stuff's been good all along, but it looks good. As a commissioned artist, I tell most people that talk to me about X-Wing, there's a lot of ships that I honestly, I wouldn't pay me to repaint them unless you have a specific paint job or you're running multiples. Then that's okay. Looks like their wash pulled up kind of bad in there. That wash, that's the only really bad part. Some little wash streaks here, but all in all, still good. Anyway, I really wouldn't pay me to repaint a lot of X-Wing. Unless again you're running like 2 of these and you want one to be different. You're running 2 Falcons, you want one to be different. You know, the Poe Dameron repaints, that makes sense. Or you know, Nadru Salat, Kath Scarlet, those unique ships, those make sense. But for your generics that you don't want a specific paint job for, like, they look good for a pre-painted game. And this is coming from somebody who's played 40K, War Machine, Mercs, stuff like that, Malifaux. Not having something that's pre-painted is a nice change of pace. It's a breath of fresh air, so that stress-wise, you can just sit down, build your list, and play. You don't have to worry about, you know, the constant feeling of, oh, I wish my models were painted. Unless you're me and you do repaint your own ships just because you want to promote your business, and at which point you're constantly in a state of stress. So that's neither here nor there as well. So let's move on and talk about the big cards that come in here. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about these. I always keep one copy of every unique reference card I get. I am the local game master for X-Wing. I run the tournaments and events, so I have these from my personal collection, so I can learn and reference, but also for helping out local players or people to tournament. If they don't know, I can just show them the card, or they can borrow the card until they are comfortable with it. I never throw these away. I always keep any extras so that when a new player shows up, I can give them unique copies, or at least a set of everything I have that's unique, so they have these at their disposal. Especially if, you know, they haven't bought the Shadowcaster yet, for example, but they're going up against people that might be using this debris stuff or something like that. They have the card, at least they know ahead of time what it does, and they don't get caught by surprise. So never throw things like this away. Always help out your new players and hook them up. You know, be welcoming, get them into the game, and that helps the game grow. Now moving on. The high pilot skill here is Ketsu Anyo. At the start of the combat phase, you may choose a ship at range 1. If it is inside your primary and mobile firing arc, assign 1 tractor beam token to it. That's not too bad. It basically kind of sounds like you've brought both guns to bear. Your primary gun and this one on the top are both facing forward. That's kind of cool. Free tractor beam is not bad. I can't recall if you assign the tractor beam, do you still get the barrel roll or boost them, or is that only count as just when you shoot the tractor beam? I'm not sure. Stat wise over here, 3273. It's kind of tanky with the life, but it reminds me a lot of an X-Wing otherwise. Let's see, because a Falcon has 1 evade. Maybe it's similar to the Outrider for Rebels. Maybe that's what they're going for, because I think it has 2 evade. Elite pilot talent crew, only 1 crew. You'd think it'd have 2, but I'm not going to complain because it has 2 illicit slots. First ship in the game to get 2 illicit slots for Scum, so that's pretty cool. Because this ship is really maneuverable and has a lot of speedy mobility, I think one of the shenanigans you could actually do with the illicit slot is maybe do a dead man switch and a feedback array. You could feedback stuff at range 1, shoot, or, you know, if you wanted to, and then, you know, you're hurting yourself, and if they don't get away from you, if they get away from you, you then shoot them up, which you could do anyway. But if you're worried about it, you could just, you know, guarantee 1 damage. And then when you blow up, everything around you takes 1. That's a goofy combo. Not sure if it's gonna beat rolling 4 attack dice at range 1, but, you know, sometimes there's that one instance where you're like, nah, I want the guaranteed 1 damage. I'm not going to risk it. You have too many green tokens on you, so I can't get you. So that's my immediate thought. Glitter Stem's always a good upgrade. Having 2 Glitter Stems is good because it gives you options. Or Inertial Dampeners because it has so much green. Inertial Dampeners, you could put that on here twice. I believe Inertial Dampeners is illicit. I could be wrong. You know, if somebody wants to tell me, that's fine. So not terrible. Second pilot here is Asajj Ventress. At the start of the combat phase, you may choose a ship at range 1 to 2. If it is inside your mobile firing arc, assign 1 stress token to it. I like this. This is really good. I like synergizing stuff. I like gimmicks with X-Wing. I don't want to just put ships on the table and just shoot at you. I want to have like cool combos that force me to have an interactive gameplay, which is why I like the Hawks, Palab, and Torkel. You know, one of those lowers your pilot skill to 0, one of them steals focus, and now you have another one that's another range 1 to 2 that can give stress. These are really, that stuff like this is really good. It catches your opponent off guard, and it makes target priority hard. You know, if you're running her and the 2 Hawks, like, who do you shoot? Each one of those at range 1 to 2 does bad things to you. You know, which one's worse? You know, usually when I play the Hawks, I believe it's Torkel that lowers pilot skills to 0. He usually gets shots first. But do you waste the shots on him or do you waste them on her? Like, it's a painful choice. I think that's going to be fun. Having the crew and all the other upgrades is good too. We will see how this pans out. I dig it. and it's not a guaranteed. So yeah, they have to be inside your mobile firing arc. So there's a little bit of skill, luck, strategy with how you position and where that arc's going to be. But I think it's going to be fun. I think this ship might not be, not just her, but in general, the Shadowcaster might not be a ship that flies perfectly in formation. It may be a ship that flies like a flanking maneuver, because you can, you know, fly the flank while the two hordes of ships are jousting, and she can shoot in, you know, if that's what's happening, you know, so that this is going to have some options, and it's fast enough that I can keep up, and I think that's pretty cool. Next one is Sabin Wren, which she is now appearing in the Rebels, or the Imperial side, as a pilot. She was on the Rebel side. Now there's an Imperial, excuse me, she's a Scum version. She was on the Ghost, I believe. And I think there might be another version of her coming out in Wave 10. I think she's going to be in the Rebel TIE Fighter. I think that's her. We'll see. I've never watched Rebels, so I don't know who this is, but apparently Fantasy Flight's making a bunch of stuff for her. Her ability reads, when defending against an enemy ship inside your mobile firing arc at range 1 to 2, you may add 1 focus result to your roll. That's not too bad if you're banking on a focus for defense. Also, here's a combo here, guys. If you're running Glitter Stem, let's reread this here. When defending against an enemy ship inside your mobile firing arc at range 1 to 2, you may add 1 focus result to your roll. So at range 1 to 2, she's only rolling 2 evade, but you get to add a focus, you know, to whatever you roll. Glitter Stem, on a Glitter Stem turn, changes all your focus results to successes. So Sabin Wren may be a, you know, almost auto double Glitter Stem, simply because at range 1 to 2, the Glitter Stem really impacts that focus result for you. So, and the fact that you have a lot of green on the dial, it's not terribly hard for you to shed that stress on the following turn and book it away from the enemy if need be. At range 3, you're rolling, 3 evade dice. If they get inside 1 to 2, you're adding a focus result so long as they're inside your mobile firing arc. And you can Glitter Stem and stuff. So Sabin Wren, I think, is going to be the defensive one of the ones we've looked at so far, and that is pretty cool. For the final one, it is just a hang on, let's back up real fast. Sabin Wren does not have an elite pilot talent. That's one thing I don't like, but I guess with the defensive stuff, she might still be useful. We'll see how she pans out. I still think the double Glitter Stem with her pilot ability is going to be fun. And finally, the 2 pilot skill one, and not much to be said for him. I think, given the last Scum release of the Jump Master, where everybody was running the cheap version of that with the elite pilot talent, I think Fantasy Flight learned their lesson, because this guy, to me, is not very good. That's just my opinion. He's got a lot of life. I guess in a 100-point game, you could fill 3 of them if you wanted to, but I don't think this one's going to be blowing up anybody's skirts. My opinion, of course. So let's move on. Let's talk about some upgrade cards, which is probably what a lot of you guys are here for, is to see the cool goodies. Let's see if there's anything that glaringly looks familiar. Alright, so first and foremost, Veteran Instincts. We all know what that does. 1 point increases your pilot skill value by 2. I think Countermeasures is already out. I think we'll read it. Large ship only modification. At the start of the combat phase, you may discard this card to increase your agility value by 1 until the end of the round. Then you may remove 1 enemy target lock from your ship. Probably really good with Sabin Wren. At range 3, you're rolling 4 evade dice for that 1 turn with this. Range 1 to 2, if they're inside your mobile firing arc with Sabin Wren, you get that free focus, you Glitter Stem, and you could do this. So now you're rolling 3 evade at range 1 to 2 with a added focus result with Glitter Stem. Really good. For 3 points, it's a little pricey, but not bad. I see some applications with the Shadowcaster with that. For the title here, after you perform an attack that hits, if the defender is inside your mobile firing arc at range 1 to 2, you may assign the defender 1 tractor beam token. That's pretty silly as well. As I said, I am a big fan of gimmicks and synergy and ships having cool abilities. This is no different. I think if you run this on Asajj Ventress, who at range 1 to 2 inside the firing arc, mobile firing arc, gets to give them free stress. If they're already in range and in firing arc or mobile firing arc to receive the stress, they're also there to receive a tractor beam token. I'm not sure if that means you get the barrel roll or boost them though, because they get the token. But I can't remember if the tractor beam token gets the once per turn booster barrel roll that you get to do on your opponent's ship, or if that's when they're actually hit by a tractor beam. Somebody in the comments below may correct that or clarify that for me. I'm not sure. As a tournament organizer, this is something I need to look up, but these are new ships, so there will be a learning curve. Again, I think that on Aja's Ventress is going to be pretty much auto-include and a lot of fun and synergize really well with other scum ships. Tactical Jammer, large ship only modification. Your ship can obstruct enemy attacks. I'm pretty sure this is already out. I feel like I've read that somewhere before. Not bad, I guess, if you want to put that mod on your ship to help it block kind of a swarm if you're using it. But I think the Shadowcaster is going to be more of a flanking ship, flying up the side, shooting in at the Horde, or stuff's going to come after it and your Horde's going to go after that to intercept. So I don't know if Tactical Jammer is going to be super good for that, but at least they give you two, which if you play Scum, you probably, if you have the Scum, most of the Scum ships, then you should have potential uses for this on Slave 1 if you wanted to, Bosk's ship, the YV666 I think it's called, or something like that, or the Jumpmaster. So there's some applications for this. Alright, next upgrade here, gyroscopic targeting, large class pursuit craft only, or excuse me, Lancer class pursuit craft only. For a second there, I thought this was talking about the capital ships. I'm like, why the heck did they give me this? I mean, why would I get an upgrade on a huge ship that is only usable on the ginormous ships? But I was wrong. At the end of the combat phase, if you executed a 3, 4, or 5 speed maneuver this round, you may rotate your mobile firing arc. That's really good. Mobile firing arc is a new action that you take to move the firing arc. I think that I would always use this. I would find the 2 points, because being able to go 3, 4, 5, which as we see here, yeah, and it's not even specified other than just doing those maneuvers. It's all of its green maneuvers are 3s. It's 1 4 maneuver is a green. It's 1 5 is a white and 1 5 is a red. You're always moving fast. Again, well, I think this ship would be flanking, and you're always being able to freely move your mobile firing arc without a problem to try and keep the enemy that you're circling in firing arc, or if it's behind you and you're kiting it, it is following you and you're shooting at it. The other good thing to note here is ooh, hang on. That's at the end of the combat phase. Huh. I figured that was in the movement phase. Sorry guys, I read that wrong. It's still nice. It happens at a funky time, I suppose. It's not as good for action economy as I thought. Either that's a typo, which I highly doubt, or they're planning for you to rotate this after the combat phase, because, you know, you're anticipating your next turn. So maybe they're trying to balance this ship so that you actually have to think and you don't just bang your head on your metaphorical keyboard here and win games. So we'll see. I still think it's going to be an auto-include. It's going to be good. You're just going to have to strategize where you move and plan ahead for, 2 combats ahead. Next ship, our next upgrade card, Rigged Cargo Chute, large ship only. Action, discard this card to drop 1 cargo token. Not bad for 1 point if you're going to try and be annoying. Again, with the big ship here, if you do a 3, 4, 5, you could potentially turn your mobile firing arc for free, and then use your action for this if you wanted to, and drop one of those. And technically, it's not limited, it's not unique. So you could put 2 of these on your ship if you wanted. Granted, they only give you 1 debris. But you could fly forward, throw cargo out to slow down ships, and I'm assuming this is I'm assuming this cargo token is treated as debris. I have not actually read the card, and I probably should. Let's do that real quick. Is a cargo considered debris? Let's see. Debris, clouds, or obstacles as described in the core rulebook with the following. Execute the maneuver as normal, but assign a stress token to that ship after the check pilot stress step. The player rolls 1 attack die on a critical. Yep. So. Interesting. Yeah, so it is treated as a debris for that regard, so it would you could throw it in there and try and slow down your enemy, give them stress, basically affect their ability to take actions and maneuvers, so not bad. Black market slicer tools, another illicit slot. Pretty cool that we have more illicits here. And they saw fit to give us 2 of them, which is cool. Choose a stressed enemy ship at range 1 to 2 and roll 1 attack die. On a hit or a critical result, remove 1 stress token and deal it 1 face down damage card. This is really good because it says deal it face down damage card, not deal 1 damage. So a way to bypass shields, so you know, things like A-Wings are in trouble. And I think this is going to pair well with Asha's of Interest. She gets to stress things, she gets to potentially, with the upgrades, the Shadowcaster one, she gets to potentially tractor beam token them, and if they're stressed, she gets to do this. So I think this is all going to synergize really, really well with her. It's going to be pretty snazzy. Looks like we've got some crew cards. Lats, Razzie, 2 points. When defending, you may remove 1 stress token from the attacker to add 1 evade result to your roll. Really good with Asha's of Interest as well, because she could potentially give the ship a stress, and then you could take the stress away to give yourself an added evade result. That's pretty good. Also, somewhat good against things like Sunter Fell, because you could take his stress, which he's pretty much always going to have from Push the Limit, give yourself an evade, not bad. Ketsu Anyo, who has a really cool looking artwork here. I don't know, looks like a Mandalorian or something. I'm sure somebody knows that's not Mandalorian, it's something else, I don't know, but she looks pretty cool to me. Scum only, obviously, or mostly obviously, but scum only crew as well. At the start of the end phase, you may choose 1 enemy ship inside your firing arc at range 1 to 2. That ship does not remove its tractor beam tokens. Also pairs really, really well with the Shadowcaster title and Asha's of Interest if you're doing that, because you can keep things tractor beamed. And the big deal with tractor beam tokens is for every token that's on you, if I recall, you are -1 agility value. So this guy, if you stay within range 1 to 2 of a tractor beamed ship, you can keep their evade down, which helps you in the preceding turns, subsequent turns, and helps your other ships take that ship down. And that's pretty good. Finally, probably one of the coolest crew cards in here for 1 point is the IG-88D. It's important to notice that he is unique as well, but it's the 88D version that's unique, so you will not be able to field the 88D pilot version of him, but this is still cool. You have the pilot ability of each friendly ship with the IG-2000 upgrade card, in addition to your own pilot ability. Basically, this lets you, or encourages you to run an IG-88 A, B, or C with your Shadowcaster, or not Shadowcaster, with your friendly, or with your scum that's running this, so that you can give your ships some other cool pilot abilities, which I think this is going to have some fun, gimmicky, synergetic options, and I'm really excited to see what happens with it. So we shall see. With that being said, guys, is there some kind of like build or glaring thing I missed, or something you just really want to talk about in the comments below? I love talking about miniatures games, playing games, and painting them, so I enjoy conversing with you guys about them. So let's get a discussion going. As I said at the beginning of the video, hopefully in the near future I will be discussing some ship builds and list builds that will use these new guys, so I can give you guys some ideas for that. And in closing, I'm really excited about using IG-88D as a crew card on some scum list and see what I can come up with. I think he is going to be pretty fun and interesting to use. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'm definitely trying to grow my channel and, you know, get this thing going. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, happy wargaming.